Hi, good evening, welcome. If you're new here, welcome, thank you for coming. And if you're returning, again, thank you. I am Texas Beach Mom, or some people still prefer to call me Mama Robin. I normally drop my Watts videos on Wednesdays, but with a Category 4 hurricane bearing down on Corpus Christi, um, I don't know where I'm going to be Wednesday. I don't know if I'm going to be evacuated, so I don't know where I'm going to be. And if I am home, I don't know if I'm going to have internet. If the storm's bad enough, I might not have internet. So I decided to go ahead and do the video tonight while it's still fresh on my mind. I have information that might be old information. It might be something that everybody else has already seen. I don't know. It was new to me. So this is what I know. I will always, as usual, tell you what I know and what I speculate. I'm very good about that. So this is what I know. I know that Dylan Tolman, Tallman, Dylan Tolman, has written 3 books. I don't remember the name of the first book. Wasn't that interested. Didn't bother to check. My bad. The second and third book are a part 1 and part 2. And they're both called The Cell Next Door. I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint whose cell it is that he's referring to. Chris Watts. A little slip of the tongue there. Anyhow, Dylan Tolman and Chris Watts, whatever, was supposed to write a book together. They started writing it together. And from what I gather, the reason why they couldn't finish it was because Dylan Tolman was moved from the prison that Chris Watts was in. And he was moved. And he was moved for behavior that, well, we'll get into in a minute. Anyhow, Chris Watts, or Twats, or whatever his name is. Poor man, I can't remember his name. Slip of the tongue there. Was supposed to write this book with Dylan Tolman, and like I said, they weren't able to finish it together, so Chris wrote a book of his own, which is for sale on Amazon. I wouldn't dare buy it, because I don't. Well, I might, and I'll tell you why. Supposedly, I'm going to do some more research on this. Supposedly, the money earned from the sales of that book are supposed to go to the Ruziks for the civil lawsuit that they won. I don't know how true that is. I don't know. I want to do some research. If the money goes to the Ruziks, then I will probably buy the book, if for no other reason than to help with that. If the money goes anywhere else, I probably won't buy the book. But Dylan Tolman's book, part 1 and part 2, The Cell Next Door, I'm going to buy both those. They are in my cart, my Amazon cart, to buy the next time I get paid. But in the meantime, before I buy them and read them and give you all the juicy details, you know how you can read articles about a book, you can read the synopsis, and you can read articles about it, or you can read things about it where they take an excerpt out of the book, like a paragraph out of the book. Well, according to Dylan Tolman, he believes that Chris is innocent. Now, why does he believe this? Well, because, of course, Chris told him this shit. But he believes him. That's the more important part. So, it leads a question of, number one, is Dylan Tolman a liar like Charlene Cadle? Or does he just believe whatever crap falls out of Chris's mouth? Now, here's the thing. Most of us know that Chris Watts is a liar. But what Chris does is what a lot of manipulators do. They sprinkle that lie. They take the lie and the truth and they kind of blend it together. And you've got to sift it. And you've got to pick apart the facts from the fiction. And it's hard to do with Chris. So that's why that's part of the reason why this case is such a mess. It's because Chris has never told the full, complete truth to anyone, and probably never will. But here's some things that, according to Tolman's book, here are some things that Tolman says that Chris told him. I'm going to cover what Dylan Tolman says, and then why I believe it or don't believe it. Dylan Tolman says that he believes that Chris was innocent because Chris says he was, so therefore, he must be. Because the story that Dylan Tolman said that Chris told him, now at this point, this is hearsay, but this is stuff in his book. Chris told him that when he killed Shanann, it was self-defense. Chris told Dylan that Shanann knew about the affair and confronted him about the affair and had a knife, and that he killed her in self-defense. Okay, hold on, right here, stop, pause, hold the fucking phone. Stop right here. Self-defense. Okay, let's play with that one for just a minute. Self-fucking-defense. Okay. If Shanann had a knife, let's say she got a kitchen, let's go with this for a minute. Let's roll with this for a second. Let's give this one a chance. Dylan Tolman said that Chris said it was self-defense because Shanann knew about the affair and I said, you've got to take what Chris says because he mixes the truth with the lies, and you got to sift it and you got to pick it apart and you got to determine which is which. Okay. So according to Dylan Tolman, Chris told him she had a knife and she confronted him about the affair and he strangled her in self-defense. That's what Dylan Tolman says. So again, either Dylan Tolman is a liar or this is what Chris told him. So let's play with that one. Okay. They're standing there arguing and Shanann pulls this, say, a kitchen knife, points it at him and says, I know you had an affair. And he strangles her. Okay, so, number one, I think it's bullshit, and let me tell you why. Most of you already know that when Chris was arrested, on the body cam, they show that he has no defensive wounds. If Shanann had a knife, there would be defensive wounds, because there would have been a struggle for the knife. Really? I mean, I'm like, I just can't imagine her not protecting herself, being she loved her children more than life itself, and she was pregnant. She would have protected herself. So let's say that Shanann had that knife. Now I already know what the Shanann haters are going to do with this information. They're going to run with it. See, we told you Shanann's evil. We told you that Shanann had a knife. She did it. Whatever. I'm so sick of some of these people. I'm so ready to double down. I am so ready. But anyhow. So let's say she had a knife. There would be defensive wounds. Chris would have defensive wounds. If they struggled with... There would have been a struggle for the knife. He's not going to try to... Okay, because if he's strangling her, if he's got her by the throat and he's strangling her and she's got a knife, she's going to cut him, slash him, stab him, do something to get him to let go. Or, as I said, if he took the knife from her, if he was able to take the knife from her before strangling her, there would still have been a struggle. There would still be some marks somewhere on his freaking body. But anyway, that's what Dylan Tolman told. It says in his book that he believes Chris is innocent, that Chris killed Shanann in self-defense because she had a knife and she confronted him about the affair. I just don't buy it. I don't buy that she had a knife. And even if she did, there would be defensive wounds. I'm sorry, I don't. And again, I know the Shanann haters are going to run amok with this information when more people find out about it, and some of them are going to find out from my video, and I'm sorry. I apologize, but I do feel like this is information that needs to get out. So that's one of the things he says. He also said that Chris told him that Nicole was in the house that morning. He also says that Nicole helped him. And here's where it stops. He doesn't say how Nicole helped him. He doesn't say to what level Nicole helped him. But it is in the book. So, as soon as I can get my hands on both books, I will probably do a read-through. Hopefully by then I'll be able to do it live, like just do a live read-through. And I'm sure other channels have already have it, doing it, whatever. And that's fine. If they do it first and you want to go watch theirs, that's peachy fine and dandy. I'm not going to be a bit offended. But I do intend to get the book. And then once I get the books, we'll go from there. Now, the other part is some of the reasons, and I don't know if this was all the reasons or the only reasons, but some of the reasons that Dylan was moved to a different prison was because the guards suspected, and this is just the way the article is written, this is something I read, I don't know how true it is. The guards suspected Chris and Dylan of having a more intimate relationship because they found underwear in Dylan's cell with Chris's name on it and petroleum jelly. I don't even know what to say. Now, if in fact that was true, if that in fact is true, it doesn't wholly surprise me because if everybody remembers, some people have, well, okay, not everybody might remember this. Not everybody might know this. But for the people who know this and remember it, there was a couple of people that came forward after Chris was arrested. One was a woman and one was a man. They came forward and they both claimed that they met Chris on Tinder and that they had sexual relations with Chris. So if now a lot of people didn't believe the man or the woman that said that he had relations with them. They've been accused of trying to get their 15 minutes of fame, and maybe they were, maybe they weren't. But the fact that that has been discussed, that two people did come forward, a man and a woman, and I can look up their names and add it to another video or something, whatever. See if I can find that again. But because two people did come forward and said that they had sexual relations with Chris, and now they suspect that Dylan and Chris have been playing around a little bit. Not surprising. Now again, let me add, I don't have proof really of anything I've said. I'm taking what I'm telling you either directly from the excerpt from Dylan Tolman's book, which I am going to buy, or articles that was written about the book. I'm just telling you what I read. Like literally what I read. When black and white, I read it myself. How true is it? Don't know. Dylan Tolman a liar? I don't know. Is Chris a liar? Yes. Here's the thing that, like I said, Chris mixes the truth and the lies together, and you've got to kind of figure out what's what. You got to pick it apart. I do believe him when he says Nicole was there. I believe that wholly. I don't believe the part about self-defense, but I do believe that Nicole was there. And I do believe she helped. I also, in part of the book, it was mentioned by Dylan that Chris had second thoughts. Chris had told Dylan he had second thoughts. That he had told Nicole he didn't want to go through with this anymore. He wanted to fix things with his wife. And I guess she got really pissed. Don't know how true it is. Don't know if Dylan made this up. I don't know if Chris really told him this. Just telling you what I've read. So that's about all this video was going to be about, was the parts I read of Dylan Tolman's book. I just thought it would be interesting that he's telling his cellmate, or not cellmate, the guy in the cell next to him that he was fast friends with, that it was self-defense. I don't believe it. 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 Because like I said, for a minute, let's just say she had a knife. Let's say she confronted him with a knife. Let's play with Chris's story. There would be defensive wounds and he had none. So that is probably the biggest one. So according to Dylan Tolman, to summarize, number one, Dylan Tolman believes that Chris is innocent because it was self-defense. Because Chris said so. That Shanann knew about the affair. She confronted Chris with a knife. And he strangled her to death. According to Dylan. And according to Dylan, the reason why there was underwear in his cell with Chris's name on it and petroleum jelly is because Chris bought that stuff for him. And because Chris bought it, everything had to be put in Chris's name. That's why Chris's underwear and Chris's petroleum jelly was in the cell. That's Dylan's story, is that Chris bought it for him. This guard's story is that they suspect that there was a relationship. Okay. So that kind of wraps up Watch Wednesday. If I am home Wednesday, and if, big if, if I'm home and if I have internet, I will still do a video Wednesday. I don't know on what yet. I'm sure more information will come my way now. I might get more information on Dylan's books. I might get more information on Dylan. Who knows? But yeah, I thought y'all would like these tidbits. They're all I have for now. I might keep working on more. My original plan was going to try to go to the public library Monday or Tuesday, but with the hurricane rolling in, I probably will not be able to do that. Because I was going to try to go to the public library and see if they had his books. I don't think they'll have his books, but they might. Who knows? I also have been closing every one with a highlight of a content creator that I like. And because I have many things that I like, it's not always going to be on the same thing. It's not always going to be true crime or something. So to highlight another content creator, someone that I think is just generally good, and you may not like the kind of stuff that they do, I'm highlighting it so that it doesn't sound like I'm just constantly bitching about other people. I like to highlight people. I have highlighted Bailey Sarian because I think she does a fantastic job. I have highlighted Markiplier. And now this week I'm going to highlight a content creator by the name of Jack Septic Eye. Jack, of course, Jack, and then Septic, SepticIeye. Jacksepticeye. He is mostly a gamer, but he does other stuff. And, you know, the people that watch me may watch him and think that I'm immature and silly for watching him. I don't know. I like his content. I look for content creators when I highlight people. It's one, because I think they make really good content, but two, because I believe in the person. I believe the person has got good values. You know, they're good people. So that's this week's highlight. So, If you like this video, please like and subscribe, share. And even if it's not your cup of tea, I would appreciate if you guys would at least like it, because it gets my videos out into the algorithm, which allows more people to see me. And somebody might see me that likes me. So get me out into the algorithm. And it's a free way to help my channel. It doesn't hurt, and it doesn't hurt you at all. So just at least like. Like and subscribe would be great. Like, subscribe, share would be great. Comment. I always encourage people to comment. You know why? Because we're having a discussion about the case. I say what I'm going to say about it, and then you have a discussion with me by using the comments. Use the comments to discuss the case with me. I'll be more than happy. I try very hard to get back to everyone. I don't know what this next few days are going to bring for me, which is why I decided to do this now. But I'm going to wrap it up with that highlight. I'm going to ask you to do the favor for me. Those of you who have been through the hurricane stuff, you know what I'm looking forward to. Those of you who haven't, I will do my best to be safe. I'm sure I'll be fine. Like I told my daughter, I have a daughter that lives in Austin. Like I told her, I'm fine. Trust me, I'm fine. I know what I'm doing. I got friends and neighbors around me that take care of me. I'm just gonna do what I need to do to take care of myself and help other people take care of themselves. I'll do what I can. But I'm sure you'll see me again. I'm really sure. I'm really sure that everybody will see me again. So, don't worry about me. I'm a tough old bitch. So, with that being said, I want everybody to be safe. I'll be safe. I want everybody else to be safe. I care about everybody. Even the people that don't like me. And this is it for now. So, I hope to see you all Wednesday. If not, I'll catch up with you later.